Hello, 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 and welcome everybody. Are you ready for September? I'm Debbie with Debbie J's Crafting Corner. If this is the first time you're popping in, or if you're catching the replay and wondering where the heck did you wind up? Hello, all my happy people in the chat. We are live on YouTube and on Twitch. Looking over here, Nerdy is over on Twitch. Hi, Hen. And we have a bunch of folks over in the chat on YouTube as well. Let me look up that one. Stephanie was first. Goodness, honey. Really? She was in at 11:18 Eastern. It is now 12:04. Speaking of which, I'm going to set my timer. I'm going to try for an hour. We're probably going to go over, especially since we got to look at all of the new things, right? We're going to be looking at the... So many going live today. Absolutely. So if you're catching the replay, I understand you probably went and watched one of the others live, and you can only watch so many things live at once and actually pay attention. Anyway, hello, Miss Jana. Welcome in. Yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun. I'm going to leave the caution tape up. Leaving it up. I know that's kind of a Halloween-y thing in my mind, but we have the caution tape up because the chat may take over the live stream like it's doing right now. So every time somebody pops in, they say hello in the chat, and it has a welcome to welcome them in to my live stream. I love all you guys, and I'm so glad that all of y'all are here. Hello, Miss Maureen. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Let me move some things around. I actually got up somewhat early today and got busy working on some things. So there's emails going out to folks, and yeah, I know that we finally made the final decision that the workshop coming up in just 2 weeks is going to be all about lights and Halloween, and it's going to be super fun. So if you guys want to get in on that, somebody type into the chat for me !class, and that'll put the information up about that. I do have the startup part set up, so you can register for the class now if you're ready for that. Also, we have a couple of fun events coming up in the next couple of weeks. Okay, so now I want to make sure it says the right thing. It does say September 13th. Yes, awesome. And it did post to both YouTube and Twitch. So if you're interested in signing up for the workshop, you can do that. By the way, there is a subscription plan for my workshops in my new membership site. So if you want to do that, go to spark.debbiejscraftingcorner.com instead of edu. Edu is where I'm right now holding the standalone classes. I plan on moving everything over, but I haven't had time to do it. Anyway, the events coming up, we've got 3 of those, and you can go to my link bio to get links to all of the things. First off is the 12 Days of Christmas by Justine Hovey. That is coming up next week. Then we also have coming up next week Maker's Retreat with Erin Reed, and then on the 15th, I believe it is the Hobby School Art of Handmade. I think I need to change the timing on that thing because I couldn't really say the things. That's all right. Okay. What do I have? Oh, I know. I have a few goodies. So I've got all of my goodies over here in a bin. I'm going to show you this first because I know there's somebody who's going to love this, and I don't know when I'm going to make it, but we're going to do something. We have a new wax seal of the month. This one, let me make sure. It does say September, because I get them in at different times and they don't usually come in with the rest of the things. So, and it looks like my lighting is a little bit off, but it was actually kind of working today, which is nice. I was happy. Let's make it a little darker. Look at that. We have us a fun little owl as our wax seal of the month this month. I think that is amazing. Yeah. And I know that, yeah, Heather says, gotta love an owl. Exactly. So we've got that, and we've got some fall colored waxes. This mix is called Basic. It's got 4 colors. So we've got gold and silver and white and black. Okay. So we've got that. Then I don't know what I want to look at first. This is the large die of the month, and it makes a little acorn house. I mean, hey, Jim. Adelaide says, I want that owl. I knew it was. I was thinking it was you, but I don't want to say names. I just know someone loves it, and I don't want to say the wrong name, so it is kind of the thing. Okay, so anyway, we've got this, and it has a happy, and then the sentiments say, fall from all of us, and Thanksgiving. So this is going to be great for your fall cards, but we've got this We got a cute little acorn house and different layers for the different colors. And we have a little squirrel. It's got a little squirrel. It even has a little door for the front of the house. I mean, how cute is that? Okay, that's the large die of the month. Then for our regular die of the month, small die of the month, we've got a jack-o'-lantern and a kitty and a ghosty and a little skull. So we've got us a Halloween version, similar version of that. I think that's going to be so fun. Yes. So I'm not sure what that is. There's like pieces that I don't know what they are. That might be I don't know. I'm going to have to look at the images. When you get your packaging, it usually has description. On some of them, it does show how to put everything together. So we've got that. Adeline, hi Jim. It's first work day for me. Oh my goodness, Adeline, wait a minute. Did I see something that is just wrong, Miss Heather? Heather. Let me find where you are in my... Here, we've got ghosts going on. Why did it not pop up on there? My social stream dementia is up. We've got those. The things are coming up. Why did the chat thing not pop up where I'm wanting to pop it up on my screen? It's just not showing up. All right. Anyway, I want to say, I'm scrolling back. Heather said, I have yet to get any wax seal making gear. What? It's totally fine though. It is what it is, and I'm one that I can't have all the things. I want to do all the things, but I can't do all the things. Okay, anyway, that's what we have for the dies of the month. Then we've got this Better Press plate. Lots and lots of texture on there. And the sentiment says, sending autumn cheer, and this is me thanking you. Oh, that's cute. But you know that with this, we can also do this with foil. So whenever you're using a Better Press plate, just remember you can also use it with foil. And then we have this fun texture, kind of a linen texture for our or netting, whatever you want to call it. Actually, it's reminding me of creepy cloth a little bit. Anyway, this is the glimmer of the month, and the sentiments say, boo to you, sweet soul. So I think it's supposed to be creepy cloth. And stay cozy and spooky. So that one would have been great when we were working with all of the Craftoween stuff this week. Then we have this guy. This is our Stampin' Die of the month. It's got a lot of fun images on there, and I'm really surprised. It's got, basically we've got lots of different fall things where everything can go together. Okay, it is so cool. So we have a little fall charm just for you. That's a typical fall one. And then have a charmed Halloween. So it's for Halloween, it's for fall, it's for all the things. That made my day, thanks. That's for any time of year. Hope this season wraps you in comfort. May your fall be full of quiet wonder. And hope your night glows with magic. I can't see it because there's a sticker on it. I have to look. And then I'm not going to be able to see what it says. Yes, it's a G. BOGO at Spellbinders 9/1 through 9/7. There is always a sale on there, guys. And there's always a link down in the description for Spellbinders. So if you want to get anything, just know that you can use my affiliate links. And those definitely help me out. So I appreciate it. Then we've got a couple of different embossing folders. So this one is the 3D embossing folder. And how do you like that lovely quilt? I mean, yeah, that is a very, very pretty texture. We've got that one, and then we've got our 2D embossing folder. And I have to agree, Jen, it does look like something a ghost would wear. That linen texture is really cool. Then we've got this one, which has got lots of leaves, or basically all of your fall foliage kind of falling from the tree. So we've got little berries, and we've got leaves, and yeah, so that is pretty cool too. Then, But wait, there's more. There is the stencil of the month, and I also have the caboodle. So we have, for the stencil of the month, I haven't opened this up yet to see what it looks like. And I'm kind of wondering if it goes with anything. It doesn't look like it. So we have, this is, first off, we've had all those clouds. That is fun. I actually have an idea for using that on a card with one of last month's new releases that I haven't had a chance to get to work on yet. And then this one has got stems. Oh, I think they may actually go together. Let me look at this. I'm going to get just the stems and then see if it overlaps with these. It does. These are actually oak leaves. I was thinking that they were clouds, and they're actually oak leaves. That is cool, but they could be used as clouds. So we've got a bunch of oak leaves there, and this is just kind of a trim piece, but sometimes when you have them all layered up, you can't see through them enough. Removing one, you can see through it and see that everything lines up, so we've got a fun background there. Okay, so that is the stencil of the month. And then this one is for the caboodle bundle. So what the caboodle bundle is, if you're not aware, if you decide that, hey, you know, I love all the things, I want all the things, you can get the bundle. You're going to save a bunch of money compared to buying everything separately. And you get a bonus when you do that. And this is for use with these. So that's one big stamp, okay? And we have dies to cut them all out. But then you have these so you can color up the different things. And they're in different layers. Like, yeah, you can see they're lining up with like 3 different things. So you can get some things pretty quick. So this is like 2 separate stencils. And then this one, when you line it up, also part of the rainbow and the candle and that is an acorn, I think, and a mushroom. And then when you move it up, you've got the other pieces. So it covers a ton of different ones. Okay, so it's like basically like getting 4 different stencils. Thank you, Jen. Thank you, honey. So, anybody have any preferences this morning as to what you want to work with first? Now, what I am going to try to do, this is just to kind of give y'all a heads up. I'm going to try, I'm getting tired, guys. I'm going to try to keep going with these daily live streams at noon, since y'all seem to be liking it and you keep on coming back. I'm going to try to keep on doing that, which means we'll be able to work with more than just one of these on a live stream, okay? Because sometimes I only get a chance to work on one card during the live, and then I wind up with either making videos or just doing the projects and posting them. That's one thing I've been doing a lot about lately. Okay, so far we have folks saying that they want the acorn house. So Heather, I'm gonna do a poll. We're gonna do a poll on YouTube real quick, because otherwise we're not gonna see what all you guys want. So I'm gonna go ahead and put a poll up. So first off, we've got, so what should we make? And one, we've got, someone says we want the acorn house. Someone says they want the jack-o'-lantern. Okay, you said a cat on a pumpkin, but I'm going to put down jack-o'-lantern. Jim wants the acorn mounted on the better press background. I'm not even thinking about backgrounds right now because we can do all the different backgrounds. The backgrounds are going to be so much fun. And then we had Adeline saying that she wanted the owl wax seal. Okay, anything else that was in there? Well, Lisa wants a better press, so we're going to either use the... I'm thinking right now, let's think of the main focal point, and then we're going to be doing backgrounds. I'm not going to pull from my backgrounds this time. I'm going to make a new one, or more than one. So we will be doing that today. So there's the poll. Just put that one up for you. Social Stream Ninja is so weird. For a little bit there, it was only posting in my... I've got a combined chat thing in my OBS, and it was showing me just the stuff from Twitch for a bit, and then now it's showing me just the stuff from YouTube. It's like, wait a minute, because I couldn't pull up something I wanted to. So Jen had said the leaves are too cute, like clouds. You like the clouds more. I know, I like the idea of the clouds, and I think that would work. The shape of them, I think, is perfect for that. So far on the for the poll, we've got the Acorn House as first place. And I know you guys are saying better press, so I'm going to go ahead and pull that out, and we're going to start with that because everybody wants the better press. Well, hello, Miss Christina Holloman. Welcome in, honey. We are starting off with the... Oh, and how do you like the music? I changed the music because I didn't know what we were going to work on today. It wasn't going to necessarily be Halloween, so I wanted something kind of calm but bright and pretty and fall. So I did a little search and found some fall things, and I thought, yes, I like that. Okay, so this, I have to put some stuff out of... I've got to put stuff out of the way because I don't have room for it. Yes, I have some pattern paper at my desk. Okay, Jen, remember, just hit the, be sure to vote. Be sure to vote in the poll. Because right now, the Acorn House is at 56%, so it is winning. Stephanie says, make the Acorn House with the owl stamp on top. If I'm going to do something with the wax, I need to go ahead and get my little wax burner out because it's in my cabinet. So give me just a second. I will be right back, and that way I can start letting it heat up. That's a great question from Miss Heather. I just saw that. So Heather was asking, and let's see if I can find it. Would there be a hex die from Spellbinders that cuts the better press background? Now, I know that there is a hex die, or was a hex die. I don't know if it's still around. And it was like for the individual. So I don't know that there's anything that's going to be specific for this. Oh, wait, there's a die with it. So this one is going to be able to, if you want to say cut out one, you want to cut out one, or you want to cut out any of them, or you want to cut them all out, you could definitely do that after better press. After better pressing, is that a word? Okay, I am going ahead and pulling out way too much stuff on my desk again. So my glimmer system is heating up. I got my little silicone mat I'm going to put to the side because I don't really have room for it all in here. I'm going to take my little bin that's got all of my stuff in it for this part off to the side. So hopefully I will have room for all the things. I've got my little furnace thing here that I need to plug in because otherwise, you know what? Yeah, I have a feeling that Adelaide will never speak to me again if I don't do a wax owl. Yeah. I hope I'm wrong, but I'm not sure that I'm wrong. Okay, we're going to start off with the better press. Now I got most of the stuff kind of arranged so I can get to the things. And let me see, is my battery low? My battery's fine. That's up there. Adelaide said correct. What? Adelaide would never speak to me again if I didn't do it. I'm so sad now. Adelaide doesn't love me anymore. I am joking. I know that you were joking too. Okay, so for you guys that aren't familiar with the Better Press and how the thing works, and is the music too loud? I think it might need to go down some more. I don't know if I've got a button for that. No, but I can adjust it. It's just going to go back up. No boo-boo face. Ooh, Jen says, I just got this from Scrapbook Crafter's Companion Metal Dies Nested Hexagons. Okay, and Jen says that the music was fine. Okay, I'm going to put it back to where it was. It might just be that I had turned it up in my headphones. And are my buttons working? Doesn't look like it's adjusting. Okay, anyway, we're gonna say it's all right. All right, so as long as the music is quieter than my voice and it doesn't get annoying, because I have had music that was in the past, like years ago, I still get comments every once in a while on them, and I'm always surprised when I do that. But I did have some, ages ago where, why am I thinking rainbow? I don't need to do rainbow for fall. What's wrong with me? Anyhow, yeah, I did some videos a long time ago that still get some love, like the ones for the magic mat, because the magic mat is incredible, right? So I do get some comments on those that say, hey, I hate the music. It's like, I'm sorry, I can't change it. Unless I take the video completely down, I cannot change it. But like I said, those videos do still get some love. Do I have a magnet out here for this guy? I think I do, but I want to cut it down. No need to waste a full piece for this, because most of it's going to stay in place anyway. And I am, of course, not wanting to lose anything while I'm using something else. I did find my phone, by the way. It was right where I put it. I had put it up on a shelf vertically, right beside Grogu, and forgot. Maureen says, thought it was me. Computers hate me lately. Oh, what's going on? Is something bad? Okay, you don't hear sound with them either. Do I not have that turned up enough? Yeah, if I don't get started, we are not going to be getting done fast like I was hoping for. So, are you hearing the cat? It might be that I've got something set wrong, and I want to make sure. Oh, I think I know what it was. Can you guys hear the music now? Jen wants to know, what do you attach the plastic to your press? Okay, so you guys probably know. No meow. Was there a meow? That's the one that has a meow. And let me do the cat again. Should be purring. Okay, let me know if you guys are able to hear it, because I think I may have had it accidentally muted. So sorry. Anyway, I have got plastic attached to my magnetic plate here. Yay, purr! You guys can hear it. Okay, so which means that's probably too loud. But anyway, I just have it taped on there, and this is just some packaging. It's just plastic packaging. The only reason I have it on there is to help it to keep my thing clean, because if this gets ruined, if the plastic gets ruined, I don't care. How much packaging do we have, right? We have a plenty. I'll be able to add more on there, and that's fine. I wanted that to go in there. I want this to go here. So Stephanie says, I love owls too, but won't hate you if you don't make one today. Okay, we're going to start off with our Better Press plate. I'm trying to put this stuff away so I don't lose the things. It's a thing. And the Todd just walked through. Did anybody say hello to Todd?
You gave me my trail treasure.
I gave you the trail. Okay. I took the trail treasure stuff that he gave me, yesterday, day before yesterday. These things, you have to go down here for them to see it better. So, yeah. See how squished that is? I can't use it for anything. So I gave it back to him because I don't want it. I could have just thrown it in the trash and not told him. So, yep. So Christina says, I use press and seal on my Better Press, but packaging might work better when wiping it off. If you turn it over, it might work okay. I mean, if you're doing sticky side down, because sticky side up is going to be harder to wipe off. And you don't really need it to be sticky unless you're trying to use it to maybe line up your registration. That would be kind of cool. So that might actually be a good idea for me to try at some point. I started doing it like this because Jennifer McGuire did it. Okay, we're going to do that. Let me get out some cardstock. Let me get out some Better Press cardstock. And I don't have a supply list up yet. I will be putting that one up. That's one thing I did not get done this morning. I was working on emails and all the things. So I kind of ran out of time. What is that doing there? Last night, Todd brought me a thing of labels that I had given him at one point for him to use on some things. And it's like, I forgot to put them anywhere, so they were still sitting here right beside my desk in my way. P.S. Todd must have been... No, it wasn't his fault. It was actually my fault. I admit it. It was my fault. Todd did not hide it from me. I actually put it over there beside Grogu because I wanted it out of the way, but easy access, right? And I just kind of forgot that that's where I was. I mean, as soon as the stream was over, I'm getting up. I get most of the stuff cleaned off my desk. I walk 2 feet that way. There's that I've showed y'all there's a cabinet right there, and there it was, just looking at me. I mean, if it had little eyes, it would have definitely been looking at me. But yeah, it was like right there. Okay, so I've got a couple of Better Press. Yeah, this is my pretty cardstock. So the Better Press cardstock, it feels wonderful. And that's what we're going to use for today. And I'm trying to keep things off of my desk so I have space. I have not turned that on yet. Let me heat that up a little bit. I'm just turning my wax thing on. Yeah, because I don't want Adelaide to hate me. Where did I put my tape? How many things do you guys use on a regular basis that you kind of need to have them at your desk and then you forget where it was you put them because you have so many things at your desk? There it is. It's like right in front of me in a bin underneath the thing. Okay. Just like it's based, my tape was... Yes, I can hear the music and the sound is back. Yes, it was because I had hit the mute button when I was trying to record, which means yesterday y'all probably couldn't hear it either, and I didn't know it. So I do apologize. Jen says, at Idleeye, we know you love Debbie. Okay, do I really want to... I'm not going to do that. I was thinking I was going to put tape in the center, but I'm not going to do that, and there is a good reason for that. Which also reminds me I need to get some more removable adhesive. So you have to attach your paper, your card, to the platen, right? If you've got a big plate like this, you want to do it, you don't want to do it on the ends because then you're not going to ink the ends. So you need something in the center. But if you use a piece of rolled up tape to hold it, it'll hold it, but it would also... There goes the pit. Anyway, there will also be an imprint there too. It won't necessarily press as well. And I want this to be pretty. So I'm going to go ahead and put that down right in the center. I just used some removable adhesive, although it does... That's not the problem. My removable adhesive just does not stick to this like it should. Maybe this needs to be cleaned, because I don't remember the last time I actually cleaned it. Danielle says hi to Jen. Okay. It was a little dirty. So let's see if it works a second time with the removable. If it doesn't, I will use my regular permanent adhesive, and that I know will work because I've done it before. Okay, it's sticking better. Awesome. So now I need to decide on what colors I want to use. So could use okay, so I'm just putting some random colors. So far I've got the Better Press ink, which is saffron. I've got Archival Monarch orange, got some azalea, and how about some wild berry? And I'm fine with them going on. Lost me on. Why did you lose me on Twitch? What the heck is going on with Restream? It says I'm still streaming, but there's nobody over there. That's what the Restream is saying. I don't know. Okay, and then this one is strawberry. So we've got reds and oranges in there. And then I think I'm gonna kind of want to use, I'm gonna see how it does. If the lines wind up being a little bit too much, you know, if it turns out that they're a little bit too... Jen says, I don't know, I'm here on Twitch. Thank you, honey. I think it's just that Twitch has been really, really weird lately. It's like, they say that we can do multi-streaming. They say that they like the multi-streaming, but then the thing just keeps on going out. Everybody's been having issues. I have no idea why. So I'm just rolling this through my Better Press. And I know I didn't really explain how that works this time. I usually do. The way it works is we've got little springs on the end, and they're magnetic, so it holds the paper in place. And then when you run it through, it just presses everything down. Oh, look at that. It kind of looks like spring also. I probably should have put some brown in there and some, maybe a little bit of green, but I think that looks really pretty. So this part over here that you can't really see is actually yellow. That's pretty. And there's still ink on there. Well, there's still some ink on there. I think I'm going to do another one, and we're going to add in some tawny brown and some leaf. And just looking at this, so I know kind of what colors are where, so I don't go too crazy. Let's put a little bit of brown over in here. I'll bring the saffron up some from there. And I think I want a little bit of green over here in this corner. I know it's probably going to make mud, meaning it's going to make browns in places because it's overlapping some of the other ones. One of the things I love about these big plates is that they don't move when you're putting the ink down. Let's put a little bit more green up in this corner. And a little bit in the center, just scattering, and wild berry over here. I'm just playing, I don't know what I'm doing. And I think I want some more azalea over here where the green is. That's going to turn it into some brown there too. Okay, so I'm going to take this one off, and we're going to put another panel down. Again, I've got my removable adhesive, so it's going to stick to my panel, and I'm lining it up with those registration marks that's on the panel. And then there's little magnets here, and so these little metal pieces, they just snap right on, stays lined up perfect. And then when you run this through, it just presses everything down. So my die could, why is this not want to work right? There we go. Okay, something screwed up. I think it's just that the corner got lifted up. So that... Oh, I know what I did. Don't do this. Don't do this, guys. Did you see what I did? I've got the paper on top. The paper was supposed to be on the bottom, so I pressed into my... I actually pressed it into my top there. I've done it before, and I've never had it catch like that before, but I have accidentally done that. So now I need to put more ink down and do it again. Heather says, oh dang. Well, I'm hoping that when I do it, it will kind of press the, kind of take care of that issue. But you know what? Even if it doesn't, I'm pretty sure that nobody's gonna know it if I trim it down. Yeah, the plate is fine. The plate is fine. Look at that. So we've got some saffron here. And then we've got some leaf. I just can't believe I did that again. And it didn't hurt the metal plate either. Like I said, I've only done it like a couple of times. Can you put water on the better press plate for watercolor background? Probably. I kind of like this detail though. I think I've done it like that too. So I'm just putting colors all over the place. Hi, Miss Stephanie. And a little bit of brown somewhere. I am overlapping colors, so we're just going to see how it turns out. This time, paper goes towards... yeah, paper goes down. It's kind of like when you do... whatchamacallit? When you're foiling and you accidentally foil your glimmer plates. I've done that. I know better, but I've done it and it does happen. Jen says, bless you, Todd. Did you sneeze and me not notice?
I coughed.
He coughed. Okay. So let's see if this is still good. So this one does look more fall. So this one, the first one, kind of looks more spring, and that one kind of looks more fall. So we do have two fun backgrounds using the Better Press already. Sarah says, it's good to know experienced crafters do that too. Yep, we do it. It happens. Am I experienced? I don't know. I also learned something about archival ink cleaner and how it works. It's got a felt tip on the end, and the reason mine's brown is because I had to replace the felt, because you know what I did? I scraped it all over the thing. So apparently you're not supposed to do it like that. You're supposed to actually press it and let the stuff come out, and I did not realize that. I just thought, yeah, I'm just cleaning. And they recommend that you don't use alcohol on these, although I have used alcohol on mine and haven't had any issues, but there is a protective coating kind of on the plates, so you can ruin that if you use alcohol on there too much. And this one's messy enough, I'm probably going to use alcohol on it too. Let me clean up what I've got here, and we're going to move on to the next thing. I think what I'm going to do next is a couple of, well, I could do a couple of simple, some simple wax seals, so that Idle doesn't hate me. Could do that, and I do have that heating up. That's just, we're already almost to an hour, and I'm not even starting on cutting out all the things for our little acorn house. And I also didn't stop the poll, but you know what? Acorn house was at 53%, so that's what we're gonna do. I just do have to get started on that soon. Yeah, need to dab the stuff on. It's got a little, it's like when you press on it, there's a little plastic piece in there, I guess a little plunger thing that goes up and down, and it will let the liquid out of it. And I did not know that that's how it worked. So that was my error. Okay, silicone mat. That's what I want. I want my silicone mat. If I can roll it up enough on the inside so it will actually do it. Jen says she loves you, really, really loves you. Nah, Adelaide hates me. Or Adelaide will hate me if I don't do what she wants. So this one is from Sizzix. This is a medium mat from them. I've got my little wax thing out. These are going to take a minute for them to heat up. Got a couple of little spoons here. And this is heated up enough that I kind of need to clean off the melted wax that's on the metal. So this is just some tin foil over the top, and that's to protect this so that it doesn't make a humongous mess over time. Okay, I am going to get a mess on here because, yeah, I didn't really clean that well. But anyhow. Okay, wax, wax, wax. Where did I put my wax? Here are the colors that came in the kit. Hey, Judy! I am so excited that Judy was able to go ahead and get the advent calendars ordered yesterday. I posted something on in my Facebook group that there is kind of a trick to be able to do it. You have to go to the product, add it to your favorites, go to your favorites, and then from your favorites you should be able to add it to your cart. I've got it still sitting in my cart because I already have them, so I'm not going to be ordering it. I was wanting to kind of test it, and when I was on the Spellbinders website this morning, they said that an item in your cart is selling fast. So apparently this is not a trick this is something that more people know about. So if you want to get in on one of those new advent calendars, the Christmas ones, you're going to want to do it like ASAP. Okay, what color do we want to make our little owl? So it's the owl, and then it's got the background. So I'm kind of thinking, I don't know. And I did not open this one yet. Let me grab my... Oh, I did. Okay. So yeah, if you're wanting to get in on that, you might want to do it quickly. And like I said, there's always links to Spellbinders down below because I do so much Spellbinders. I just leave it in my description all the time. Okay, do we want to do... I kind of want to play with some different things, but it's going to take time if I try to do anything special. So I think what I want to just do is I'm going to try doing just a two-tone. Do need a couple of these scrapers out. I think these are good. I've got like one that's the handle's coming off. Let's do, well, with the colors that we've got, how about... do gold and white. Another trick for this is using your heat gun. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this part. Yes, Judy. Judy said question. I'm waiting for the question. What am I using about your wax? Okay, so this is a little wax seal warmer that I got off of Amazon. It is in my Amazon shop, and these are just palette knives that have been in my stash forever. I think I got some of them from my mother-in-law. And I've also got my heat gun. So this Wagner heat gun has got a couple of legs, so I can actually do this with it and turn it on and have it heat up. And the reason I'm going to do that is I want this first part to be very, very, very hot, to be able to scrape off the most. I still struggle sometimes at getting it hot enough because I'm worried that I'm doing it wrong. It's kind of a thing. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do gold with a white background. So let's do some gold here, and I'm going to put the white there and turn that up pretty good. Just putting it off to the side, and 4 little bits in there. So this is probably going to get loud a little bit. I think I've got it I think I have the audio kind of where it doesn't really mess with this too much. But we're going to watch this melt. Watching wax melt on the 1st of September. So Adeline's idea for brown and white is a good one. I just didn't have any brown. Hubby just asked if I wanted to go with him to Home Depot. I usually would, but today I said, I think I'll continue hanging out with my crafty friends. Well, used to when I went to Home Depot is because I was looking for oops paint. That was before I started doing Halloween crafting. It was when I did, when I was making, not that loud at all. But that's when I used to, I would be making paper mache tombstones, or I even was making them at one point out of the styrofoam panels that, you know, they go in between the studs. That's a great way to do it with a wood burning tool because you can just melt some of it, and it worked out so cool. So this is starting to melt. I think you guys can see it's melting in both spots. And I'm hoping this is going to work out okay. Music, Christina can hardly hear the music. Okay, good. I don't want to, oh, you can hardly hear this. Okay, good. So I'm just using my heat gun to heat it up. I've also watched quite a few more of the little reels that there's a couple of fabulous folks that do wax seals that they have like on Instagram and stuff. And I noticed that where I've been thinking I probably have got this too hot, I see some of theirs when they're doing some of the detail stuff. There's a zombie. Where the wax is actually smoking. It's so hot. So that tells me I probably have not been heating it up quite enough. Although mind you, if I let it sit too long, this is really cool. It's got a dial on here so I can change the temperature. So Stephanie was saying brown, white, and gray. I'm going with gold. I'm going to go with gold and then a white on the background, assuming that I can get all the bits out of that. I think I can. I was also watching yesterday, kind of just, they're like, what, 15, 20 seconds anyway. I saw a couple of them yesterday where they used a Cricut to cut out custom shapes. I thought, ooh, that's kind of cool. They'd have to be tiny though, you know. But we do have some tiny dies, so I may decide to try that with my die cutting machine too. I have not tried it yet, but it's an idea. I'm not real sure how to go about putting it in there though. Probably have to put it like on acetate or something. Okay, that looks like it's pretty well melted. And the white is getting pretty melted too. Looks like I'm getting very warm. It's starting to steam a little bit. One thing though, if you do this, because I've done it like this before, and I've burnt myself. Hey Kelly, welcome in. I have burnt myself, and that's because don't pour this on your hand. Make sure that you've got a little bit of an angle so you don't accidentally drip it on your hand, because that is something I have done before. Okay, let's see how it does. Okay, and I can see that it is, you can tell it's kind of not quite hot enough. Let me turn that off. Not quite hot enough for it to scrape all the way off. Okay, so that means I need to turn this back on and heat up my tools here to be able to scrape it off. I don't have something to keep everything hot like I want to. I bought a coffee mug warmer because I saw where someone had used something like that, and I thought I got the same one that they did, but it wasn't, because it doesn't have any kind of a slit for my tools to actually go down into. So, hi sweetheart, welcome in. And Todd, that is their name on here. I'm not just calling some random person sweetheart. Not that he'd care. He knows he has a special place in my heart. He's ignoring me as usual.
What?
Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to heat this. I'm gonna cheat. this is the thing. I like doing this on doing anything on a live stream. You're trying to hurry and trying to fill the space with talking and things, and wax seals is something that you really take your time with. I have done a live with it where we just took our time and just kind of just played a little bit. This is just not getting hot enough. Okay. Where did I put my other one? Give me just a second. At least if this other one doesn't work the way I want it to, it will be faster at least. I can start over if the first one messes up. Okay, this one is my industrial size. And this one is, and I'm going to put it on just on one. This one is from Scorch Marker. Do I not have it plugged in anymore? I must have unplugged it when I was putting things out of the way because we were working on computer stuff. Like what, a month ago? There we go. Okay, I just put it up on high. You could do it all one color, but I like the art thing. Okay, now it is starting to melt some of it off. That is actually going faster. What were all the turkeys for? I'm not a turkey. And this is an owl. And I did scrape some of it off that does not need to come off, so I'm just putting some more wax back down in there because it was still hot off of my palette knife. Kelly's multitasking. Actually looking pretty good. It's easier to see if you got it all off or got most of it off if you're using a different color than gold, because gold kind of most of it off if you're using a different color than gold, because gold kind of, but I think you guys can see I got most of it. Grab this other one that's cold and see if I can just kind of scrape across the top. Okay, I think it's pretty good. Okay, I'm gonna pour the white now. We're gonna see that's not hot enough. Okay, that looks like it's better. Okay, that's all it took. Kind of going in an oval shape so that I can go straight down. And we're going to let that cool for a minute. And while we're doing that, I'm going to clean this up because I think I'm only going to do the one because it can take a little bit of time. The wax seal can be preheated to help. That's a positive and a negative. I've actually heard a couple of different things. One is that if you have the wax seal itself, the stamp, too hot, then if it's not, I've seen where people actually put them on cold, on ice, because if it's too warm, the image isn't going to pop out. So it's kind of one of those things. It's going to be experimentation for you. I'm going to put that up there so I can, well, yeah, I need to clean those off. One of the great things with this, though, is that, first off, it comes off easy off of silicone. And you can re-wet, the part that would be waste, you can remelt. Go in there. And this is no longer as hot, so it's not melting. So let me just cut the piece down a little bit. So all of this that is on my silicone mat, I can just pop right back in there and I can remelt it and be able to use it again later. So there's really no waste. Okay, Stephanie put a duck. What's up with a duck? Okay, I think this is about ready. Let's see how we did. It's a little warm, so hopefully it'll pop out right. Are you happy, Idaline? We have us a little gold owl. I think that turned out good. I think that I have a little bit of gold still on it. That's over the white. And it probably worked better with a color that it didn't matter as much, but I still think it's cute, cool. And it's one of those things that I don't get to practice as much as I want because Heather says nah about something. Turkeys and ducks are for the fall. What? Adeline loves the little owl. I'm so happy, honey. Okay, I'm gonna clean these up after the stream. And I'm going to move this off the side. I could go ahead and pour it. Let's see. Okay. It is a cute owl. I also have a little... I've got a silicone mat thing that I can basically make the correct shape for wax seals, just little circles. But I'm not going to pull it out because it's tucked away in my cabinet. So instead, I'm just doing it on here, and then once they cool, I'll be able to put them back into the bag, and we'll be able to use them on another project later. And to clean this off, just keep in mind it's hot. When the wax is melted, just wipe it right on out. So that one's done. This I think is probably hot enough. And then I can put this away. Not put the spoons away. Spoons need to cool. Turn that off and get it out of the way so I can do other things. And we'll move this little guy out of the way. And those are not quite cool yet. I do like that little owl. Let me move this out of the way so we can go on to the next thing. Well, hello, Miss Barbara. Welcome, welcome. I'm borrowing your desk, dear. I will clean it up later. Okay, and hey, Miss Bethany. How are you doing, honey? We just made this. And it took what? I think it took only about 10 minutes, 15 minutes, because I didn't have anything actually heated up. And I'm thinking it would need to go onto a dark background. Let's take a look at the other things. You guys wanted to do the kitty foot. You guys wanted to do this one. So now I need to do some die cutting. Yeah, and I'm going to have to use a darker background. So maybe, I know what I'll do. If I want to use this, I'll need to do a darker background. So we can also do the hot foil. And we'll just hot foil this onto some black. So now I've got 3 different backgrounds that I'll be able to use. Or I will have 3 different backgrounds I'll be able to use. And the foil that came with all the stuff this time is, this one is copper. So we'll have copper. So again, that fall brown color. So we will have copper on black for this background. The one that we're going to use for our little owl. And just open that up. Where's my knife? Here's a knife that I never use. It really sucks, but... So we have been on for just over an hour. I'm going to set the timer again. We're going to try to get the cards, get at least one card, probably 2 or 3 done in the next hour. That is my goal. 2 or 3 done in the next hour. That is my goal. So at least we'll still be under the 2-hour mark. But we are playing with a lot more things than just the one, right? Christina's got to run to the kitchen to get something to eat. Well, you know that the replay will be here anyway, honey. I'm sure you'll be back before we do a giveaway. I'm going to put this a big plate down. I probably need to put my tick marks on there again because they're gone. So I've got little marks to tell me where my A2 size is, and I just did that with a Sharpie, and over time they do kind of wear off, so I have to replace them. Actually, I think that's bigger than A2, but that's okay. And... okay, Jim, bye. That means you're not going to get in on the giveaway, honey, because you're not here. And this one is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or 8.5. So this will be 4 1/4 this way. This is a sheet that we used for something else yesterday. And we'll cut it down to 5.5 and gives me a little scrap of black. I'm gonna take my foil. It's gonna be pretty. I mean, this is gonna be dark, but it's gonna be so pretty. Oh, I'm happy that you liked it, Miss Stephanie. Okay, so we're going to put our foil shiny side down because the matte side needs to always touch the cardstock. Put my cardstock down. Put everything on top to kind of trap the heat. I'm going to let it heat up. Right now it is set at, the platform ready is not on yet. So I'm going to let it sit to the side. Once the platform ready is done, I'm going to turn it off and turn it back on. Kelly wants to know, how does everyone keep track of their stamps and dies? Yeah. You guys know I'm working on a reorganization plan for this. And here's my thought on it. Right now I'm using Notion because I'm using Notion for so many things. I do have Color My Life, but I'll be honest, I don't really use it that much. It's just kind of, I'm in Notion all the time for everything else, so it makes more sense in my mind to do that, which means I'm probably gonna make sure I clean off everything that's on the Color My Life and stop the subscription because it's only like a couple bucks a month, but still, if I'm not using it, it's not really worth it, right? So, I'm stacking. I put a label on everything that has the name of the die set or stamp set, the SKU number and what company it is, and lately I've been also adding the collection, although it's probably not something that's necessary. And what Jen's doing with Excel, that's the same kind of thing. Notion's got a database, which means I can kind of link things together if I want. And right now I'm using that one to help me track what I'm doing. You know, what I'm doing. I'm able to hide the stuff that I don't need to look at any time. That's one thing I like better about it than Excel, because I've used Excel forever. I need my die cutting machine, and I need cardstock, and Airtable works great too. Absolutely. There's a lot of different things that you can use, and most of them you just have to set up. You basically have to set up your system and then go forward. And if and when I finally get everything set up the way I want it, I'll probably share a template so that you guys can do it too. With Color My Life, that one is an app that you can scan the barcodes if it's something that's got a barcode that's got the stuff in it. which Spellbinder stuff tends to not be in it, and that's what I use the most of. I need brown. That's what I need. So there's that. That is one of the issues that makes it so that it's not as useful for me. Let's see, we've got brown. I'm going to use some yellow, and then I'll probably add some red ink to it. Got brown. I'm going to use some yellow, and then I'll probably add some red ink to it. We have orange. Do I have any orange over here, though? I kind of would rather not do all the inking because that's going to take more time. Nope, that's red. Okay. Looks like I'm going to be making myself some orange. Ilka says, I used Airtable, but I'm currently switching to Notion. There's a lot of things that you could do in Notion. I mean, I've also discovered that you can actually create a website in Notion. It's like, what? But I currently like using WordPress better. Okay, the Glimmer system has had the green light come on. I'm going to turn it off, and I'm going to turn it back on so it can reheat. The reason I'm doing that, for you guys that don't know, is that is a big plate. When you have a big plate like that, you may not get really good impressions. You may not get good foiling, rather. That's the word. You may not be getting good foiling on there because it has to heat up the whole thing and it doesn't get quite hot enough. So I'm just running it through a second time. Yeah, no, there's a lot of training and stuff on YouTube also for Notion. So yeah, my friend Andy Lippy, they're using it for StreamUp.tips. So that's where I get a lot of my effects and things. I get either from him or where I learned it from him. Okay, we're going to use some Stellar ink. This is some red. This one is Bee Sting. I'm just going to change this into kind of a burnt orange for half of the paper. I'm trying not to go too much on there, but yeah, it's not working that way. I like keeping all the stamps and wax for one holiday season. Okay, was that what you were talking about? I thought you were talking about stamps and dies. All of my wax seal stamps are all basically in the Spellbinders containers. So there are some Spellbinders containers that are perfect size to hold the little stamp heads, which also means that I have a ton of the handles that I don't need. Okay, I'm gonna let that dry a little bit. Let's go ahead and cut out. I'm gonna cut out this guy. So I have to decide on colors. I can make some of this a lighter color of brown by adding white, by adding pigment ink. I think that's what I'm going to do because I do want different colors on here. We've got our acorn house, we've got the detail of the roof, and then we've got another one that goes on the underside. And I don't have a lot of browns. Maybe I've got, do I have some craft brown? I've got some off-white that might work too. So maybe, okay, I'm going to do my main house out of this part and this one, and then I'll do the trim. I'm trying not to do a lot of extra stuff. To remember which ones you have stamps, each one on paper keeps them mad. Well, I did that too for a while. Actually, I had a binder of all the stamps and stuff where I was making a separate page for each stamp set that I had. And yeah, it just kind of got where I wasn't keeping up with it anymore because it was too much to do. And that's the biggest problem. Right now, I have dividers for my collections, for my newest collections over the last couple of months. And I've got all of my club kits separated and into different behind dividers for that specific club. But that doesn't mean I've got an easy place to look for it. And I was just chatting with ChatGPT this morning. That was one of the things we talked about this morning was, here are the plans that I'm using and which one do you think is going to work best? And ChatGPT basically said that me dividing things up into collections is probably not the best use of my time. So instead, I'm going to be organizing all of these by SKU number and then having the SKU numbers where it's going to be easily accessed in my Notion. kind of like library cards. Remember when we used to do that? When you wanted to look and see where something was? You did that. I'm also thinking I need to go back and do color coding of each of my of each of the envelopes, so I know what topic it is for when I'm just thumbing through it. You know, maybe green for Christmas, orange for Halloween, red for Valentine's Day. There's just a lot of categories that I never did quite figure out what color coding would work best for it. Okay, there's a couple of these little pieces that didn't want to pop out. Use white paper and different brown inks. I don't have a bunch of brown inks. Well, I kind of do. I do have some I do have some Tim Holtz that I don't bring out very much. But that's because I love the Simon Hurley stuff so much. I need my knife. I'm gonna take out this other I don't know what happened to my. I've got 2 craft blades that I use regularly that disappeared again. You also don't have to use brown. I mean, the squirrel could have painted their house, right? It doesn't have to be a brown house. And this is not wanting to cut because this is a sucky knife. I bought this one because it was pretty. Oh yeah, just like I did with it. I've done that with a lot of things. I do that a lot. I also need to use up my colored cardstock so I don't have to store it anymore. Okay. So there is our roof. And then that goes over the house. That is kind of cute. I do think it's a bit bright, so I will be bringing in one of the Simon Hurley browns. I've got a couple. And you can use alcohol markers, absolutely. Let's do... So here are my browns. Here are my Simon Hurley browns. I've got Weeping Willow, which is dark. I've got Cookie Dough, which is light. And I just use one brush. So I'm going to start off with Cookie Dough coming in from the outside edges of our little house. And just bringing in some of the color on there is also going to bring out some of the detail that's on there. I'm going to come around on the other side and do the same thing. And then I can decide, do I want it darker? Because it's the same method that you would use if you were using alcohol markers. Some folks come in, go dark to light. Some folks go light to dark. If you're not sure, I recommend going light to dark. Because if you do dark to light, you can't lighten it up. But you can darken it up. You can add a little bit more dark on there and then get the look that you want. A lot easier than trying to go the other way around. Going the other way around is probably going to mean that you're going to just have to start over. Okay. So I've got a little bit of the dark on there, and you guys can't see it because I was trying to get out of the way of all the things. And let's zoom. There we go. Now you should be able to see a little bit better. So I've got a little bit darker on there, and now I'm going to come back in with my Cookie Dough and go over it again too. I like doing at least 2 layers of ink when I'm doing any kind of ink blending because it tends to get more saturated and it just looks better. And I have no idea if this is the side I did the first time around or not. Let's do the other side for good measure. Okay. So there it is for the start. And for this piece, okay, well, like I said, we've got the dark over it. I do kind of want to have some more color in there. So I think with this one, it's the roof. I'm going to do darker. It's not going to be as dark as this. I'm not going to allow that. But I am going to come in with the Weeping Willow from the edges. Kind of let it have the brightness in the center. It makes it look a little bit more rounded that way. So we have it around the top there. And I'm going to come up from the bottom and do the same thing. This is starting to look like gingerbread to me. And then we can put the little we can put the shingles, if you will, over the top. I think that looks great. That looks fabulous. Cookie dough has a dry brush for the highlights. All of this is basically dry brush because I don't put any water with it. But yeah. But since these are all dye inks, they do sink into the cardstock. They are not going to float on the... Why am I putting it on the stem? There's nothing for it to attach to. But there's it's going to just sink into the cardstock. It's going to... It's translucent, so it doesn't really lighten up any of your color, any of your things. It just makes it a little darker. And cookie dough is nice and light, so it's able to just darken it up just a little bit and give you some shadows where you like it. I love cookie dough. That's one of my favorites of the brand. Well, actually, I love both of them, but that's the one I love using to begin with. Hello, Miss Ellen. Welcome in. I think I saw that your name was in here earlier, but I didn't catch it when you popped in to be able to give you a warm welcome. Okay. That's going to be too cute. So next we've got the door and window, and we have our little squirrel. Which, since I have browns out, I should probably go ahead and do the squirrel. Because it's also possible that if I don't have the squirrel done early enough, I may not get around to it. But this guy definitely needs the door and window, so I have to do that at some point. But that's cute. And just looking at, where did I put my panels? Here are the panels that we've done so far. Hi, Miss Ava. Welcome in. So this would actually go kind of cool on either of those. Just as a focal image in the middle of all the things. Okay, so we've done the house. We've done the roof. Now I'm going to get our little squirrel. Oh, that's what that is. I think this... Okay. This little die, I didn't know what it was, but you know what I think it is? That is he's got a scarf for the squirrel. The squirrel can have a scarf, and I'm not sure what this bottom part is, but maybe it's his breeches. It is a scarf. If we wanted to put a scarf on him. I'm kind of thinking, I don't know if I want to do a scarf or not. We'll see. We will see. And I can also start cutting out some of the... Oh! While I'm thinking about it, because I just noticed my hot foil is probably ready to go. Let's grab that real quick. Get squirrel out of the way. Don't want it to be too hot. So this is all nice and hot. I'm going to run that through. And then we're going to take a look at this black and copper foiling. It's nice. It is pretty warm. And there is a little bit of overfoiling on it, but I still think that that's lovely. It's kind of like the card that we did yesterday that was black with the gold on there. Depending on how you saw it, you didn't necessarily see it, but it's like as soon as you tilt it in the light, you can see all of that color. And I may do another one, so I'm going to go ahead and put that back in the machine. Okay. Come here. I think that's actually cool. What do y'all think? With a little owl. I do need to put a sentiment, so I think, yeah, I'm gonna do a sentiment first. Let me see what the sentiments were with the foil plate. I know, I'm working on 2 different projects at once. Where did I put my foil plate stuff? Because I just had them out. Stencil, stencil,
We interrupt our
stamps.
program to bring you this
Embossing
important
folder.
message. I love you.
It's not in
Now
here.
back to our show.
Thank you, Miss Jen. Which means they're on my desk somewhere and it's just hiding. Oh, they're over there. Okay, so the sentiments that we've got are stays cozy and spooky. And I think I still have a ghost. Do I still have a ghost? I could use it. Well, I could cut one out of the die set. I was thinking I still have a ghost. So I think I want to use stay cozy and spooky. And we're going to do that on a separate piece of black cardstock. We're just going to foil that one up. That goes in that bin. Okay, so I just lost something again. I want my silicone mat that is for this, and it's disappeared. Oh, there we go. I need this because that's hot, and I don't want to touch it with my hands, so I'm not going to. I'm using my magnet and putting it on the silicone mat, and then I can put it to the side and not touch the thing because it's going to be too hot. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use this one. Let's get a little piece of tape. We're going to do the hinge method. And no, you don't have to use this big of a piece of cardstock for that, but it does make it so that I've got plenty of room to be able to trim it when I inevitably put it on crooked. I'm going to pull it back a little bit so we can see the tape. And the reason I do that part, I think the bottom part is a shirt. It might be. And the reason I do it like this is I have in the past, I have wound up putting my foil down and missed part of the plate. And yeah, I'm cutting too big of a piece of foil, but that's okay too. So now I'm going to put it with the matte side down, shiny side up, and flip this down over it. So the tape is actually going to be touching part of our foil. And then I'm going to trim off the rest of this because we don't need it to be there. Because all it would do if I left it on there is it would add foil to my plates. And I've already got enough foil on my plates. I put that kind of at an angle like we do with our dies. Put that on the top. It already says platform ready, and this is so small that if I leave it on there too long, it's going to be too hot and it will definitely overfoil. So I'm just going with what it is right now. Let's put my foil away because otherwise I will lose it. Gorgeous, yes. Bottom part is a shirt. Let's take a look. Because I'm thinking it's possible it could be, but it's like, how would that go? It's kind of the right shape, but it's where it would also cover up part of him. I don't know. Also looks like he's missing an arm. Is there an arm in here? Don't know what this one is either. I'm gonna have to look at the instructions. Okay, I think this might be his arm. I think. Maybe. Bye, Maureen. You have a good one, honey. I will see you later. Okay, this is ready to go, and then I can get this out of the way, and that'll be That'll be happiness because I won't have quite so much stuff on my desk. His arm is a little drumstick looking thing. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look at the website. Okay. So there we go for the sentiment. I'm going to turn this off and put it to the side. I can play with that glimmer plate later on my own time instead of taking up all of y'all's time. Kitty. Yeah, they keep on doing the foot, honey. I told you.
Good thing you put it on a timer.
Yes, good thing I put it on a timer. All right, so decal trimmer. So I'm going to go ahead and trim that, just lining up the top of the letters because they're nice and straight with the edge of my thumb guard. So that looks pretty good, pretty straight. I know it's
We
too
interrupt
zoomed
our
in again.
program to bring you this important message. I love you. Now back to our show.
I have no idea why there was an echo on that one, but I heard an echo. Did y'all hear an echo on that one? I do have a button for Todd, but I also gave you guys the capability to do it too, and I put that one on a timer. I can do it as often as I want to, but you know what? I don't always have the time. I think I actually added it to the mod thing too, which means Mary could do it at convenient, appropriate times, except she's been at a convention or something and not been able to do the things for a bit. As StreamerBot basically redid a bunch of stuff, so I had to go and look and see what it looked like. So cozy and spooky, and the top was not cut straight, so I got to recut it. It's hard to see it because of the shadow. No bike, what? Kelly's Craft or no bicycling depending on the weather. Well, Todd did go do his bike ride already this morning. He was back by noon. So he basically got done and got here about the time that we got started. Okay, trimming this one down again because apparently it shifted and it was not as small as I wanted. Okay, and then we're going to trim this one down. Five and a quarter by 4. And I think I want to put it on a white card base because the white will pull in from the white there. And I might want to put, I'm thinking maybe putting this on a white mat. What do you think? See Kelly's post above it. YouTube just shut her down. That sucks, Heather. No echo, okay. Barbara says she loves my YouTube. Thank you so much, Barbara. When I get my craft room sorted, I may need to invest in a laptop or desktop to computers again. Tablets have their limit. I know, right? The scarf is his belly and cheek face. Well, I would say yes, except that there's not anything. It could be behind his eye because he doesn't have a hole for his cheek. He does have a hole for his eye. And I know Spellbinders has been doing that a bunch lately. Don't know if Twitch is still running or if it's doing something screwy again. And I did have Spellbinders up. But what do you guys think? Okay, Jen says a white mat. Heather says I chat from my tablet and was watching on YouTube and it kicked you off. Oh, wow. We had some issues with our Roku. Was it Roku or was it was Netflix? One of them was just not wanting to do the things. And it's just weird. After about a half hour, we finally got it to work the other night. Okay, so I want to look at the large die and look at the oh, the part that I thought was the scarf you said is actually his belly. Okay, so this is not a scarf. That is actually his belly. That makes sense. This other piece, I'm just looking at one of the pictures. I'm thinking this other one's probably his face with the eye, but I need to see the instruction part. There we go. Back part of nose, eye, and ear. Okay, so that's this other one. This one is the back part of the nose, eye, and ear for our squirrel. And this is the part for the eye. So this one is supposed to be white. Okay, so now I know what they are. All right. So that way I can do the colors correctly. All right. So this does need to be matted on some white. Let me grab a scrap. And that's not a big enough scrap. Which means getting into my scraps from yesterday. Okay, so this one is a good size for that, and we've already got double-sided tape on the other side. And Heather says, I use a Google Chrome dongle on my older TV to watch online channels. Absolutely. We've got that too. We've got the Chromecast and we've got the Roku. So now I'm going to trim that again with our decal trimmer. This card is basically almost done. I just need a card base and my ever-present foam, and we will be done with it. Let me make sure I get this straight. There we go. Yes, I did find my foam tape as soon as I told you, as soon as I finished the stream, I would find it. It was actually hiding over it was cuddling Grogu. I've got a shelf over there that has Grogu on there, and I'd actually put it on the shelf vertically, just slid it onto the shelf right beside Grogu, and then promptly forgot that I did that. I knew I put it somewhere to keep it safe. It was where it was getting in my way over here because I wasn't using it yet. So I needed to put it somewhere for the meantime and then forgot. So I have it. It's at my desk now. Yes, I just had to look again. All right. So now I just need a card base. So let me grab a piece of white heavyweight cardstock, which I need to replenish. Did I use it all already? I guess I did. So I will be back in a second because I just got to go back to another room to grab that real quick. I'm sorry about that, guys. I like having that be right back. Twitch is on be right back. Well, that's because I did put the be right back. So I'm opening up a new pack. Hi, Miss Ruth. How you doing, honey? And this is also I can get out a couple sheets of cards. Come on out of here. It's also that I can get a card base because I didn't have it. Okay. Putting that back in my thing. Keeping one out, and we're going to cut us a card base. I've been going through cardstock more faster than I can be putting them back together. So it's all y'all's fault because you've been keeping me here live every day, right? Okay. So I think I'm going to try to keep it down to just the 2 cards. We're going to go ahead and put one of them together now so that it will be done. And then I'll finish working on our little squirrel because, yeah, we've already been an hour 40. And I'm trying to keep these down to shorter streams so I can do them every day. If I don't have time to get the other things done, then I'm not going to be able to do these every day. I started on editing a video yesterday and didn't get it done. But I am caught up on all of my summit stuff for the moment. Next step on all of those is recording 3 more. And had email go out today about the class that is coming up. Oh, that's going to be pretty. See, this is what I was talking about. This thing is huge. This thing is huge. So when I couldn't find it, it's like, what the... Yeah. What the friggin' heck? And every time I get it, I forget which size I like better. This one is the 3/4 inch, and it has a plasticky paper on it, and it does not come off as easy as the 1/2 inch one does. Don't know why. So you're... Okay, so Heather says, thanks guys, glad I'm not alone in the eyesight problem because she likes to watch on... Yeah, she wants to put me big screen. I don't know why y'all would want to watch this space on big screen, but... So about the time that I get to the end of this roll, I will be ordering one that is the 1/2 inch size. No, this is the 1/2 inch, and the 3/4 inch size is actually the one I like better. So I'll do that because the release paper doesn't come off as easy. And then by the time I get done with that one, I will have forgotten again and get the wrong one. I get them both from Amazon, and they're both like in my favorites, and I just have to fix it. And I just never get around to it. I mean, it still comes off easier than some of the other ones I've tried, but it's just a little bit difficult. Just a little bit. Now, if Amanda's ever able to get those folks to do what she's asking and get us the foam of all the different sizes and stuff, I'll be getting nothing but Amanda's foam. I love her foam. Okay, so putting this into my T-square so I get that 1/8 of an inch. Idolite says, Debbie, we're not just keeping you live, but alive too. Idolite says she's keeping me alive. So there we go. And that would be really cute too. But then we wouldn't be using the other. I'm thinking this is going to be fun. We can have this one is going to be very, very plain and simple. Very, very simple. I think that's all that it needs. It doesn't really need anything additional because of all that shine, but you could, right? And since this one is using some double-sided adhesive on the back, I'm just going to lay it on there flat. We've got that scrapbook.com double-sided tape from the panel we made yesterday, day before, something like that. I don't remember which day it was. I've slept since then. Oh, by the way, has anybody tried the quote thing yet? since I made some updates to it. So it should be working so you can add the quotes, and so you should be able, I think, be able to pull the quotes. If I understand all the things, but I haven't checked it in the last couple of days. I haven't tested it. Foam, foam, foam. I'm kind of wanting it in the middle. I'm going to have a little bit to the side, and then we're going to pop this little guy up on a little bit of foam. Quote 139, did it work? Why is it not working? I tested it on yeah, it should be with the space, and it's not working again. I tested it a couple of days ago on Twitch because I can do that without having to be live. And it's not working, and I don't know why. I'm sorry. Everybody's trying to do the thing. Okay. So there we go. Oh, that was a bit of fuzz. What do you think? Y'all like it? I know it is very simple compared to all the stuff that I've made over the last week, but do y'all like it? Let me try and put it over there in the light. Yeah, I saw it's not working. I'm sorry. The quote thing is not working. I'll have to try it again. Ruth likes the owl. So yeah, we made that one, and you missed it, I think, because I don't think you were here. We actually had the we had the wax out. Words. Shiny. So shiny. Okay, so I'm putting that one to the side, and then we're going to finish up our little guy here. So we've got that one. I need to cut out more pieces. So I think I'm going to do dark brown for the squirrel for his body. And again, this would have been faster if I had all the things die cut, but I ran out of time. So we have the squirrel, and then we have, this one needs to be in black. Let me find a scrap of black. Because that's supposed to be, wait, is that supposed to be black or white? I have to look again. This one's white. This one's black. This little one here is black. Okay. I was about to do them wrong. And y'all can't see it again because I'm zoomed in too much. So this little one here is the one that has to be black because that goes behind his eye and such. This one needs to be white. Stephanie loves it. Put it in your cart and leave it there until you need to order it. But I'm not going to need to order it for like 2 months. I do have a lot of stuff that is like in the, you know, that section underneath that says to save for later. But I've got both of the foam tapes in there and I always forget. I just need to remove one of them from my save for later, and I've got one on the subscribe and save, and then if I haven't had a chance to use it all, then I postpone it for a month. So I've got that to save a little bit of money on it too. So I've got those pieces. Where's this one? Is there anything I need to see? That's grass. We've got the window. We've got the door. And we've got lots of other bits. So I could start doing some of these other pieces. And some orange and some yellow and orange. Let's put this over there. I'm trying to figure out where to put them all so I can go ahead and die cut a bunch of stuff out all at once. And then we can start playing and put things together. Let's do yellow flowers. That'd be cool. Yellow flowers. That one we'll do in orange. That one we'll do in orange. I can do stems in either one. I'll do orange this time. Okay. This one's going to be grass. We've also got the inside of the window and door. I'm going to go ahead and do that in yellow, so it's going to be basically shining through, which means you could put a light behind it. What color is your 3-tier storage cart? It's TARDIS blue. Yeah, I've got the TARDIS blue one. Okay, that needs to come down to here. And can I put anything else in there? I don't know. I wanted to try to get another one in. This one might be able to fit. Oh, yeah, I can. Okay. So for my 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, for my 10 drawer rolling carts, those are all white with just the white drawers, but my 3-tier cart that I got from Michael's is TARDIS blue. Yeah. Okay, let's see how this did. So here is our little squirrel. Come on, let go. We're going to pop out those little pieces that are for the eye and the ear. Okay. And then this one is supposed to go behind it. That's what it says on the Spellbinders website. Also is for the tip of his nose. Ouch, what? I hope Idolide will win the owl card because we love them some. Or Stephanie wants either Idolide or her to win the owl card because they love the owl so much. I think that's why they said ouch. Oh no, Ruth says I managed to injure myself with my glue press today. I dropped it and tried to catch it, but the nozzle dug into one of the bendy parts of my finger. That's better than what I did a few weeks ago. This is actually before. I've got a little tiny scar right there. And yes, you probably saw where I had a bandage on my hand for a little bit. And that's because I literally used these scissors that are 5 years old, cutting something and cut into my hand. I cut a gouge out of it. It's like, I don't know how I managed to do that. I'm looking for my little, here's my little thing of glue. So I hope that that didn't hurt too much, honey. Okay, we're going to try this. I don't know exactly how this lines up because I haven't tested it yet. Maybe that way? Okay, that's what it looks like. Okay. And they have been making these so that the ends line up right with the ends of the die you're supposed to be putting it on. So that makes it a lot easier. Is that right? Oh yeah, okay. Okay, I just saw what it was. I slid it down so it was actually lined up with the tip of his nose. And that leaves a little bit of white. If I put white behind it, which I'm gonna. That'll go right by his eye. So he's got a little bit of white of his eye. So that's gonna be kind of neat. Except, of course, I've got the ear that's not quite in line. Come on, go where I want you to go. I mean, it's so little you can't really see it. Don't think it matters. It's gonna be okay. It'll be okay. I can see it when I'm looking through there because it just looks like it's not quite lined up completely perfect. Maybe I need to move that a little bit more. I'm hoping I'm moving this before it gets... Okay, that's good enough. It's good enough. He's cute. All right. Heather says, I scored myself like that with my Tim Holtz red handle serrated blades. Don't do that. That's big ouchie. Okay, so we can do that with bright white, or yeah, I'm going to use some I'm going to use some cookie dough on this too. So we're going to make it so it's a little bit brown, but not a lot. So it's going to be that soft brown belly color. One of the things I love about having inks and such is that if you don't have exactly the color that you're looking for anything, you can pretty much make it. Okay, let's go ahead and put his belly on. Oh, and that's part for that. Okay. Duh. This white piece that we just cut out was also for his eye. So, yeah. That's what I was just saying, and I had just not figured out how I was going to do it yet. And it's like, oh, I already cut out a piece for that. Cute little squirrel. I don't think I have a lot left to go to put this thing together to get our main focal point on there. Okay, I have not figured out where this is supposed to go. There we go. So it's got just a little sliver of white right behind it. Jen says, cough you, Todd, since she didn't want to say bless you. Cough you, Todd, don't get Debbie sick. Card making sounds dangerous. Honey, in doing anything that's fun can be dangerous. I didn't start getting injured much with anything until I decided to start riding my bike. Yeah, believe it or not. I would start riding my bike and I wound up falling and hurting myself so many different times. If I stayed home, I was fine. Now we have something else fun that we do all the time. Yeah, I mean, if you're sitting in front of the TV, you're not going to hurt anything other than your back is probably going to hurt from sitting too much. But you're also not going to get anything done. Okay, there's our squirrel. What do y'all think? Is he cute? I think he's adorable. Not going to get anything done. Okay, there's our squirrel. A little squirrel house. It took me a minute to figure out what those little pieces were. Stephanie says she's always cutting herself with scissors. Don't do that. Okay, pulling all these bits over here, and then we're going to pop them all out. And again, this is where I just cut it out. Why did it not cut out? These actually didn't cut all the way through. I need to run them back through again. I don't know what happened there. So I'm putting everything back on there, lining everything back up with the grooves that were already cut. Doesn't usually do that. It's like, I don't know. I probably need to put an additional shim or something in there, and that's what I'm gonna do. So, yeah. And Jen says she's always dropping things. This music is just so cozy. We definitely have cozy music on. And the windows. There we go. And I don't have a shim under there, so let me grab one of my Mylar shims, because I know I have one somewhere. Actually, somebody said something about using just packaging as a shim and that helps. I'm going to try that. I've had it sitting here and I haven't tried to do it. Well, it didn't. The part that cut best was the was the orange. That was the part that we added ink to. The part that cut the least was the yellow that didn't have any additional ink on it. So, yeah, I don't know. Dressmaking is the most dangerous. It kills your fun time. Okay, now it looks like everything is cutting. Awesome. Well, mostly. Yeah, these are still not wanting to cut out. I'm going to use a cardstock shim and that foam shim and just do half of them at a time. Let's do the yellow first. That's the one that has no ink added, so it won't be an ink issue. Jen said that the music is, at least it's not like the link I sent you. Still stuck in my head. I don't know what it was that you sent me. I'm going to have to go back and look. Okay. So I've got a cardstock shim on there this time too. I think I usually keep the Mylar shim in there and just always use it, and I apparently took it out and put it down somewhere, and I'm not sure exactly where it went, so we're going to do it this way. Cardstock shim usually does work pretty good. I've also got a couple of Mylar shims that I just bought that I haven't taken out of their packaging yet, and I'd rather not do that yet. Okay, this shows me there should be pressure. Okay, the door popped out, so at least we have that. We have the door, and we have the window, and now we're going to have this better pop out. Come on, we have one of the leaves, and the flower is just not being very nice. Okay, it's coming. That one I'm probably going to have to take some scissors to, and this leaf is not wanting to cut either. And it doesn't help that I don't know where my good craft knife is. Bum bum bum. And since my magic mat is a self-healing mat, I'm just using it as a self-healing mat. I have that problem with my new Sizzix Big Shot Plus, with anything detailed. Okay. It also might be that this one is a little bit warped, and it's probably my oldest one, so it's well used, well loved. So, and there's my Mylar shim. It was underneath this guy. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use this to get these last ones done, because I don't want to spend all the time trying to get it done, and then Todd saying, why aren't you done yet? And I'll say, because I've been cutting things and they're not one cut out. Okay, there's that one. And I'm going to go ahead and do this one because it should cut through without a problem with this. So Davine says that they have been a dressmaker for 30 years and it's no longer any fun. That could definitely do it. Sometimes when you do things as a job, it makes it not quite as much fun as if you were doing it for fun. Is that right, Todd? That when you're doing things for work, and if it's not as much fun as if you were doing it for fun.
Yeah.
You know, like your creative process. Because when I met Todd, he was all excited and he would say, hey, look what I made. While we were on a cruise or something, he would find the speakers that he made and he would show them to me because he was showing off. And he's got good reason to show off. Anyway, yeah, he's a speaker designer. And it's not as much fun as it used to be. Maybe that's because we don't need them. Huh? Of course, we're having fun. I'm having fun. Okay, we've been 2 hours. I was not planning on going over 2 hours. So I need to hurry up and get this guy put together. I do still have a few more die cuts that I need to do, like the window frames and such, and then we're going to put this together and we're going to do our giveaway. Is that going to pop out? Maybe. That one popped out. Okay, that one is an almost. Card making with friends. Welcome in. How are you doing? Welcome, welcome. Yeah, we are card making with friends here too. So I'm having fun with my buddies. We've been going live every day at noon, and I'm planning on going live again tomorrow at noon, just because I can. And yeah. And I figure we will do something else with one of the other sets. Maybe we will do the pumpkin one tomorrow, because that would be fun. But right now we have to finish putting together this little one with our little, where is it? Did I hide it from myself again? Of course I did. When do I not hide things from myself? There we go. We're going to finish this little guy up. So, because I haven't decided on colors, you guys need to tell me what you think. Also, backgrounds. Let me grab out those backgrounds we made, because we can use one of those. So we have these two backgrounds. One's got a little bit more green in it. One's got a little bit more pink in it. And we've got our little squirrel. He's so cute. And I'm going to start putting this together. So what I need to know is what color to do this, which is our window frame and our door. Yeah, window frame and door. So we can actually have two different colors. I'm kind of thinking like a red door. But then if we do a red door, what color do we want the window frame to be? Because it should be something different, because there is also a window in the door. So there should be something contrasting. And I want to know what y'all think. Have some fall leaves. So cool. Okay, let me grab those little guys and put them in place. Ava agrees. Red, definitely. That has to wait till it goes on the door. So Delvine is thinking, is that red for the door or red for the window frame? So I'm thinking red for the door. So you're thinking for the little house to have green for the window frame and the cross things for the window frame. We could do that. Let me grab these pieces out. Actually, we've got three. Got this one, which is going to have the mantle piece.
That I love. I absolutely love. I want it. It's everything.
Who did that? Hey, Ryan. You want the squirrel, Ryan? Is that what you're telling me? Oh, God. Danny DeVito. That's the first time that Danny DeVito has made an appearance on my stream, I think. That is too funny. That is just too funny. The pieces that won't cut. Not sure what you said. Too many decisions for 3:40 in the morning. I think my brain has hit its limits. Okay, let me grab some red. So we're gonna do red for the door. Maybe I think I'm gonna do this out of white. So that's the door, that's white, and then that one can be green because somebody said green. So we'll do some green. Oh no, you've never used your better press? Honey! Most of the time, I'll be honest, a lot of time I wind up using it for foiling instead. But yeah, thank you and welcome in, Miss Diane. We already used the better press twice earlier, so you can catch the replay for that. So we did these with 2 different colors. Well, with multiple colors, but 2 different, a little bit different on 2 different ones. I don't really want to have to use that again. Let me grab a different one of my magic mats that's a little newer. This one's newer. That one I got last year at Christmas. And it's still basically flat. Bethany says she's still not sure she wants a better press. Well, honey, I know that you like the foil, so you don't actually have to get the better press. I did a live stream 6 months or so ago where we did a lot of different things using better press plates without using the better press. So you can do it without the actual better press system. You can do both. I decided I wanted this one in white, right? I think that's what I said. Where'd I put my white? Here's my white. I'll put it on the white that I colored on the back of it, so I will use that scrap. Yay! But yeah, you can use it with foil, and I do it with foil more than I do anything else. Today I did it with inks. Just 'cause. But I do love the plates. I mean, I love the system in general. It does make for some perfect stamping every time, so I don't mess up. Okay, so I'm not sure what she's talking about, but Stephanie said red or burnt or dark orange. And I'm not sure which piece she's talking about with that, but that's okay. So this is the stoop and the lintel, I think is the thing on top. I don't know. And then we've got the door. And I've got that all off screen so you can't see it. And then we've got these little pieces that go over the top. So I'm going to start with this little piece of yellow here, the little circle, and put our little Professor Xavier X-Men symbol on there. Isn't that what a circle with an X is? It's always supposed to be. Jen says the better press class was awesome. Speaking of classes that are going to be awesome, we're going to have so much fun making light up cards. We're going to make a light up Halloween card on the 23rd. Okay, so here's our look at the teeny weeny door. Oh, it's cool. It's cute. All right. Yep, X-Men symbol. Yep. We're gonna make it a plus instead of an X. So there's our little door. That's so cute. Okay, I'm gonna add the green also to our window, which I probably should have done it before I put the yellow piece down, but that's okay. You can do it whichever order works best for you. And with them having separate pieces for so many things, it means that you could also have it where the door opens if you want to, or you could have the little squirrel with part of him inside. If you did that, because he's so much bigger, I would say if he's kind of peeking out, you'd probably just have like his head peeking out or something, because he's going to be too big. Okay, so this one, we've got this little red piece that's going to go across the bottom there. Well, I was thinking I needed to, you know, add some gray or something to it, but I think this is actually going to look really cute without doing that. So let's go ahead and put this together. And there's red in both of our panels that we made. I'm kind of thinking we're going to want to use the one that has green in it just because we have the green in for the windows. You were having a hard time cutting out the leaves and other people, so I thought maybe it's because we don't need them. Oh, that's what you were saying. Well, the thing is, it was also pieces I did need, like, yeah, like the windows. No need to check them EDU out. Heather, I don't know what that is. In-person crafty fun. I think we need to have a WJ weekend and we meet up somewhere. I think were you saying WJ? Probably WJ. I bet it was text to speech, not wanting to work with your phone. Aw, look at that. That is so cute. Yeah, we do need to have some kind of a get together or retreat or something. Kind of like what Erin's doing. She's got hers coming up. She's actually got a virtual part of it. I think she's probably done. I wasn't paying attention because I was doing other things, but last year she did an in-person and a virtual retreat. I bet that that's what she's doing this year too. So a Zoom craft along is basically our workshops that happen once a month, Jen. You know that. Judy knows that too. She just hasn't been able to make the most recent ones. Oh, look at that. Let's put this quilted pattern behind it. Maybe put the green near the bottom. That is too darling. I love it. What do y'all think? Is that cute or what? So let's trim things down and we're going to start putting things together. Heather says might be a tad expensive for a person from South Australia. I know, hun. I have gotten to meet a few folks from Australia, which is awesome. That was at Creativation last year. Okay, I need another card base. And then once we're done with this, I can have my lunch and start putting together some more fun things for y'all.
Nice.
Ryan! I have to know, Ryan, will you be playing Fortnite at some time before 9 o'clock this week? Because you've been playing late, honey. Not that I've been stopping to be able to do anything really before that, but I'd like to play with you at least sometime before the season's over. And it's not your fault, it's my fault too, because I've been busy. But I do see a light at the end of the tunnel, so I am... Ryan says that he is a woman of the night now. Oh, God, love ya. Mean it. Well, thank you so much, Delvine. Did y'all see the card that's actually done? That we've got 2 people that say that they really, really want it, and it's really simple, really easy, but it's the owl. Debbie J. Crafty Fun. Yes. stay cozy and spooky. And it looks best when it's tilted in the light. It's like with right here, it's like you can't really see anything. But isn't that fun? I love that one. I love that little owl too. Turned out so good. Okay, this is the panel that got mutilated. So we're going to trim it down. I told you we were going to trim it down. Nobody's going to know. A collaboration with other Florida crafting gurus would be great. Yeah, I know. Cut that down to 4 by 5 1/4 and cutting onto the part that got mangled. So there's a little tiny bit of mangling there that nobody's going to even notice. And now we have our foam. I'm about to go play for an hour. Okay, so depending on it, if you're done or not by then, I need to eat, and I may play for a little bit, and then I need to get some emails and all the things done. So if you guys are on my email list, you should have gotten at least one email from me today. I did send out one, I think about a half hour ago, I think is what it was scheduled for, having to do with the workshop we're going to be doing, and that's going to be our monthly workshop. The one for this month, we're going to make a Halloween light up card. And so far the supply list is pretty much just lights, so pick what you want to, because I'm also going to be there to answer questions and help with using whichever light you decide to go with. The one light is of course the easiest one to go with, but you can also use the easy light or the twinkle lights or whatever, but we're going to make us a fun Halloween card, and that's going to be in 2 weeks. Ruth wasn't here when I talked about my foam tape the last 2 times. It was hiding with Grogu. I had actually put it on the shelf vertical beside Grogu to be out of my way while I used up the last of the foam tape that I had, and then I forgot where I put it. And when I got up, after cleaning up a lot of stuff on my desk, I went over there and it's like, oh, here's my foam. Yeah, I found it immediately after the stream yesterday. So here is the plan, guys. I still have to finish up this one, but here's the plan. Tomorrow at noon, we'll do another one. And I think what we're going to do is we're probably going to do the pumpkin. So we'll do that cute little pumpkin with the kitty and stuff. That's the die of the month. This one's the large die of the month. So we'll do that tomorrow. And tomorrow night, we will be getting together with Elizabeth Costa Rogers at 5 p.m. Eastern. And for you guys that are members, then you know what? You'll be able to join me at 4:30 Eastern tomorrow for our pre-show. Yeah, for our members only pre-show. Okay. He's so cute. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to start the giveaway while I'm finishing this little guy up. So let me make sure to reset the thing. And we're going to go ahead and get started with that. Going to pop up my acorn here. So go ahead and pop in, and I think I'll give away both of them. I don't really want to give away both of them, but I think I'll give away both of them for you guys today. And the first one who wins will get to pick which card they get. Okay? So be sure to go ahead and type !join into the chat to get in on the giveaway if you want to win one of the cards. So here's one of them. So that's !join. Judy says, yay, I did get your email today. I think you are still on one of the subscription things, honey, so you don't really have to do anything. We will be moving eventually over to Spark. That's the membership website. Hey, Trisha. So we will be moving over to that eventually. And it'll be by the time that I think the next renewal, by then we'll get it moved over and the things. So we can chat about that later. I don't know if you're in the membership or not yet. So I kind of want him, gonna do it right about there. That looks good. I still have to figure out a sentiment for this little guy. Put a little bit of foam behind him. He's so cute. And then I'm going to start tucking in some of those leaves and stuff behind it too. So we've got 16 entries so far. And this is open for you if you are on YouTube or on Twitch. So either way, go ahead and type into the chat !join to get in on the giveaway. Got little teeny weeny little pieces of foam here. To put behind our little tiny squirrel. I'm happy that you guys like actually getting these things. That's awesome. Definitely makes me feel good that y'all like them so much you want them. He's so cute. Judy says, please enter the !join one time only. Yeah, it only goes into there once on either platform. So you can actually, there are people, Jen, there are people that enter both sides. So you can go over onto Twitch and enter as well. I have no way of controlling that unless I decided to just turn it off of one or the other, and I'm not going to do that. I like it when people watch from both sides. I mean, this week, True Believer, who only, well, I think he was watching from Twitch, and pretty much almost always only watches from Twitch. He won one of the cards, and he wouldn't have gotten an opportunity to do that if I had it set up to go to, oh, he's so cute, to go to YouTube only. I have no idea where I'm going to put these leaves, but we're going to just kind of play and see where they fall. Fall leaves, yes. Okay. This is red, which is good, which means I can put a yellow flower on it and it'll have the contrast. Ava says, oops, sorry. I don't know what that was for, but Home Sweet Home for sentiment. I have to look and see what's in the set. I don't remember. I think there's a, I saw a couple of different sentiments in here. Let me look at them again. We've got Happy Fall from all of us and Happy Thanksgiving. So I'm thinking Happy Fall would be the best one. And I'm just playing with it this time. I mean, I have no rhyme or reason for where I'm putting any of these things, okay? Let's put, yeah, we can put that there. And this actually looks kind of cool. I'm happy with it. So now I need to figure out a way to keep it in place. And to do that, do I have it in here still? I don't think I do. Actually, I got a couple of different things. Where did I put the other? Okay, this is not transfer tape. This is clear contact paper. Do you guys remember contact paper? I use that instead of the expensive transfer tape. And it works sometimes. It doesn't always work, but it works pretty good most of the time. Okay. And of course, this is basically so I know where I had them to begin with. I don't know why I just did that. I can't do it over my thing. Okay, this gives me an idea of where I had them though. So I think I'm going to start off with these two on this side, and I'm just going to be gluing them in, and we're going to guess at where they all go. Not kinda. Kept showing 0 entries. I'm showing 24 entries. Contact paper. I lost count of it and sleep of how many books I covered with that stuff. I know, right? I've also used it better than press and seal. It is sometimes stickier, so I wouldn't say it's necessarily better than press and seal. It's just one of those things that I still have over here. And I've had it as, I've used it as masks before, because you can die cut this. I don't think you can actually die cut press and seal. At least if you can, I haven't figured it out yet. I plan on putting the Halloween cards that I won and the one from Leslie in my setup. Aww. Well, you will have them before Halloween. And I still want to send actual Halloween cards to folks. So at some point I actually have to make some and keep them. Yeah, we have 24 people in the entries, so if anybody is wanting to get in on the giveaway and haven't already put their name in, go ahead and type in !join on YouTube or on Twitch to get in on the giveaway. We're giving away 2 cards today, and you get to pick which one you want. There's a few people that I know really want that owl, but I really like... Why is it not going in where I want it? Okay, I'm going to put it there. It's not exactly where I had it before, but that's okay. Probably have them in the wrong order. I do. I do. I wanted the yellow on top, so let's pull that guy up. We're going to switch them. Let go. Thank you. And they're still sticky from where I've got the glue and it started to dry. Okay, I'm going to put that one there, and then this other one that is red, I think I wanted... No, I'm going to have it up there. It's going to be up top. So what I really should have done is I just should have left them in there and just started gluing all the things instead of doing what I did. Because I was dumb. I was dumb. Let's put our flower on there. I could actually do this flower with 2. Was dumb. I was dumb. Let's put our flower on there. I could actually do this flower with 2 heads or with 2 things. Yeah, I'm going to do that. We're going to offset one of the rows of petals so it's got more petals. There we go. Much fuller. What's Todd watching? Cycling. It's Tour de France. This time of year, that's what he watches the most. Especially if he doesn't want to have any kind of thinking. I love that you give away the cards you make. So fun. Thank you so much, Trisha. I mean, it's kind of a good problem to have. I still have a lot of cards I need to finally decide to let go of. Yeah. Because I still have a lot of cards. I still have a lot of cards. I don't have a lot of new cards anymore because I've given away most of them, and I've been doing most of my cards lately have been on live streams. So when I do a live stream, I tend to give them away. Not always. I'm not giving away what I did on last... There we go. There we go. What I did last Tuesday, no. It was a 3D gazebo luminary we did on Tuesday night with Elizabeth. Oh, so fun. I think I need something for in that little spot there. I don't know if I've got anything on my desk. No. I think I have some sitting over here. So are you guys ready for the giveaway? Is anybody else gonna pop their name or pop into do silver. Maybe. If anybody else wants to get in on the giveaway, go ahead and do it now, because I'm about to draw. Oh, thank you. Oh, I'm thinking I kind of like the yellow bauble in here. Let's see what that would look like. I kind of like that idea. This little shiny yellow. Yeah, I think I like that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and draw for the first one. We have 25 folks in the drawing. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the drum roll. And we're going to select our first winner, and it is going to be... Jen won the first card. So Miss Jen has to tell us, is it going to be the owl or is it going to be the squirrel? Jen said 3, 2, 1. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and put some... I need to put a sentiment on this thing, but I could, of course, just put the sentiment on the inside. I will be putting up a sentiment, but I may do that one after because we're basically done. I just want some more gems, I think, now that I got some of these out. Here's a little red, and these are perfect colors. I think these are from Scrappy Tales, so I've had them in my stash for a little bit. Here's a little bit of yellow. Come on, I want the red ones to turn over. Go where they're supposed to be. And that one turned over and turned back over. There we go. Okay, that's a little bit iridescent on there. And there go a couple of them. So Jen needs to let me know which one she wants to win, and then we're going to draw for the second card. Where was my other piece of... I don't know where I put the other little bit of glue on there. I don't know. I think it was here. So I'll put it there. So Jen says... Oh my god, my first ever, I'm going to be nice, I'll take the squirrel. Okay, so now for our second winner. Who's it going to be? This person is going to be winning this one. And that's going to be Ava. So Miss Ava won that. And here is the giveaway form. I just popped it into the chat for both of you guys. So you need to fill out the form to let me know what we're doing. You know, give me your address. Tell me which card it was that you won. So Jen, you would need to say that it's the owl card. And then Ava needs to say that it is the acorn and squirrel card. Because if you don't tell me which one it is, I have to go back and search the video. Then card to see exactly who did what when. Because yeah, I can. But it does make it easier for me to be able to make sure I get them out sooner rather than later if I don't have to go back and search. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to trim off. Actually, I'm not going to trim those off. The envelopes that I use are actually invitation envelopes that are bigger than regular A2 because my A2 card envelopes were just too friggin' small. And that means that this is going to fit in there without ripping off. So there we go. I think that turned out so lovely. What do you guys think? Both of them turned out so cool. And we will be back tomorrow to play with that jack-o'-lantern and kitty. And I think there's a ghost in that set too. So we'll be playing with that tomorrow at noon. Check your emails. I have been sending out some emails. Let me do one more quick push for the events coming up. First, we have my class that is coming up in 2 weeks. It's going to be on the 13th, and there is a link right there for you to be able to sign up. We're going to be making a light up card. Let me take that down. giveaway over. There we go. But we're going to be making a light up Halloween card, so we're going to have a lot of fun with that. And then there are some events coming up, starting off with Justine Hovey's 12 Days of Christmas Cards event. So that's for that. You can go to my link bio to get links to all of these things. So we have Justine Hovey. Then we have the virtual Makers Retreat by Aaron Reed, and then we also have the Art of Handmade Hobby School Summit, which I am a speaker at, coming up as well. So if you haven't already gotten your free tickets for those 3 events, go ahead and do that. And if you'd like to come and do one of my workshops, that is coming up on the 13th. So we got a lot of stuff coming up in just a couple of weeks. Yeah, I think Justine's thing starts like next Sunday. So anyway, thank you for leaving the leaves. So you like the leaves on there? Okay. Well, anyway, you guys have a wonderful day. I will see you guys tomorrow at noon, and then again at 5 p.m. Eastern with Miss Elizabeth Costa Rogers. Tomorrow at noon, we'll play with the pumpkin, and then tomorrow night, who knows? But we're going to be doing more Halloween crafting tomorrow night. So you guys have a wonderful day. Let me say a big thank you to everybody who's been here, to all of my channel members. Thank you so much, guys. And this goes for all the folks over on Twitch that are subbed over there too, and for everyone who participated in the stream today. You guys have made this, you always make it so wonderful for me to come and hang out with. I love hanging out with y'all. So you guys have a wonderful day, and I will say the envelope is 6.5 by 4.75, plenty big for an A2. Exactly. So I was using A2 envelopes and having trouble squishing this stuff in, especially since I like to leave that layer of foam. I don't make them really thick, but they are thicker, right? So using the invitation envelopes, they're not 5 by 7, they're not too big, but they're perfect size for our A2 cards, and it makes it go through the mail so much easier. Anyway, I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys.